Another day bites the dust. Time to enjoy the ride home. Usually, when I'm riding back home, I like to ride with zero pedal assist. Except, when I'm climbing an incline, then I turn on the assist. But this one, I'm gonna have to turn on the assist. I'm gonna use the throttle if I have to, because I am late. I need to pick up my passenger princess at the daycare. And I'm way behind schedule. I'm like 15 minutes behind. So I'm like 15 minutes behind. So I had some task I needed to finish. I needed to send out. I need finish it up and send it out because there'll be a meeting on tomorrow. But I underestimated the task, so and I didn't have enough time to do it overall. But I thought, I'll finish it. And then, when you're rushing, that's when you tend to make mistakes, and I still had to correct it. And I'm trying to do something these days, which is let work remain at work, and then let home be home. Obviously, when you work hybrid and work some days at home, it becomes almost impossible to really delineate, workspace from home space. But I'm really trying hard to do that, and this is an example of such. So I had to take my time to get through that, and here we are. I was wondering where the sound was coming from. That's a horrible sound from a fire truck. Oh man, I usually like to make this in one go, but it's looking like we might be able to make it 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, we did. We made it. So it's Canada's second game. I think they are currently leading by 3-0. If this was Nigeria and Nigeria was playing, Nigeria is hosting. Not even when Nigeria is hosting the World Cup, Nigeria was playing, everywhere will be quiet. I'm like, what's happening? Is it that nobody cares about the World Cup? Well, I can't explain. So, actually, I think I can explain. So, fun fact, I love football, Every 99.9% of Nigerians have something to do with football or the other. Either they love it, or a relative, their partner, their parents love the sport. It's like the most popular sport in Nigeria. And it's a sport I grew up playing up to some really good level, actually, competitive level, right? So I love the game. I really want to watch. And World Cups don't come often. That's one. They come once every 4 years. Secondly, it's not all the time that you'll be living in a city that hosts the World Cup. So, this might never happen again in my lifetime. If I likely chance that it won't happen are way higher, multiple times higher than the chance that it will ever happen again. So it's once it comes, you grab it, you seize the opportunity. Unfortunately, I cannot seize the opportunity. I tried booking a ticket, I got on the queue. The way they did it this time around, if you try to buy a ticket, you get into a queue. And then I got into the queue, and I was seeing a ticket for a game. I think it's maybe Egypt, Belgium or something. Well, I forgot what game it is again. And it was going to cost one person almost $800 if I'm going to buy for all three of us. That's 2,400. And And I'm thinking about it like, that is a lot. Even the 800, that doesn't include fees from whatever, and then taxes. So maybe we're looking at, I live in BC. Our taxes come to about 12%, 5% GST, and then provincial sales tax of 7%. So we're looking at almost, let's say $1,000, right? And I'm like, I just can't justify it, right? Rather than spending that money on just a game, I don't know. Kudos to those who can spend that money, of course. Anyway, that's a separate argument, right? So I think, and I would like to argue, I know others who love the game too, but I don't think you'll find someone else who loves the game more than I do. I'll tell you guys a story. In 2004, Liverpool versus AC Milan, the Champions League final. Those of you who know football probably know this history. I'm trying to explain, how much I love football. I left home, even without telling my parents. I was a boy. I was 12 years old. I left home. I went to watch the game. We didn't have electricity, and so I had to go. So maybe that gives you an idea into my background. Like I left home to go watch the game, and then upon getting to, after the game, we went into extra time, into penalties. So I came back home really late. I got a whiplash that night. I was whipped, I was punished severely that night, because it's like, where did you go? Right? So that's just one of many examples. I'll go play football. I would eat. That's a pretty normal occurrence. Like, it happens too often that I can even think of, or explain. So I love the game. It's not about maybe loving the game enough to throw your money where your mouth is, but it's like it has become an inaccessible sport. And it wasn't like that even as at the last World Cup. I was looking at online and I noticed the Qatar World Cup, there were tickets, especially for people who are residents, like locals. There were tickets as cheap as $11, 11 USD. That's not the case anymore. So when you think about it, it is really, really sad. So my thoughts, my rationale, sort of like my mindset is, instead of spending that money on the game, on one match, I'll go buy, Vancouver Whitecaps. I'll go buy a season ticket for Vancouver Whitecaps, and then I know I can watch the game entire season. I'm supporting a local team, rather than giving that money to this FIFA monopoly of a thing. Nah. So, the streets are not quiet. Anyway, another argument you could make though is that Canadians don't love football as much. We call it soccer anyway. So that tells you all you need to know. Don't mind me. I have my own beef with those who call that tackle ball, who call it football, American football. As far as I'm concerned, it is stuck. We're gonna make it. So, anyway, that's my rant for this afternoon. Let us enjoy the ride. Hopefully, it's a safe ride without incidents, So, let us crack on. That's Trout Lake. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, if you don't, it's also the same Chasing Better with Adi on Instagram. I shared in a video of a guy who caught a fish that I later learned to scab. And it's interesting hearing people saying, "Oh, I'll never eat a fish from that water." Saying, "Oh, water is polluted and whatnot." And I'm like, my understanding is that fishes help clean these waters, right? Anyway, I'm still trying hard to get it because I grew up eating tilapia. I would make all sort of tasty dishes from it. Although the truth is, more recently, many of those tilapia, because I know tilapia is also a form of carp. They are farmed, so not even caught in the wild. Anyway, today for some reason I am really late to pick up my little one. So I had a task, like I was supposed to send out some reports by the end, before tomorrow. Technically, I can still do it tomorrow morning, but there's a meeting that's to be had on it. And I'm trying to delineate, I'm trying to make work, and my life, right? So I just want to try and make sure I finish it. So in the process of trying to do that, I'm kind of 15 minutes behind my sort of pickup schedule when I should pick up my girl. So it's not a fun story. So I'm actually rushing. So yeah, I'm just gonna be bolting down, and normally when I'm riding home, I like to ride on like the zero assist without any assistance. But I'm gonna just be going full throttle, full gung ho today, because I just need to catch up and I need to make up for lost time. You see, I knew it wasn't looking up, and there's tendency that it's gonna bump into me. It's a good thing it looked up the last minute. You see, when you use your phone on the road while walking, you don't only put yourself into danger, you put others into potential of coming into harm's way as well. Because, couple add to that, sometimes these persons, you would have your ears plugged in with noise cancelling headphones. So you can't even hear the bell going. You see, here comes another example. At least she's not wearing noise cancelling headphones. Wow, the bridge is busy this evening, man. I believe we left around the same time this morning. Because I think I saw you. Yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the ride, folks. I'm in Queensboro, and I did it in 44 minutes. Wow, that's impressive. Plus or minus another 2 minutes home, 46 minutes. I think I essentially cut down the time. Cool.